and officials tell us they couldn't move that victim's body because law enforcement officials had trouble deciding whose jurisdiction it happened in. Dozens of protesters are gathered out here tonight, many of them sporting signs like this one. But just a few moments ago, a man who says he is the accused officer's lawyer took to Facebook messaging Leah's lawyer, telling him to remove any claims against the officer from social media or threaten to sue them. And Leslie, after a 7-hour-long standoff, police have taken the suspect into custody. That happened about an hour ago in this area behind me. And if you take a look all the way back there, you'll see a red truck. That's where all the action happened, and we caught it all on camera. This deadly altercation happened as Williamson County deputies were trying to do a welfare check on the man. Now, the incident involved multiple agencies across several different counties, and if you take a look behind me, you can see several of them are still on the scene here right now investigating. Now, if you take a look behind me, you can see there's actually an officer on the scene, and he's been here for about an hour now diverting traffic onto Hart Road. But I also want to give you a look down this other way, so let's take him down here. Doug and Leslie, this is the statue that's got everyone talking. It's located right outside of the Bell County Courthouse and is dedicated to Confederate soldiers. A staffer with the DA's office tells me they're not seeking the death penalty in this case and are hoping for life without parole. These floodwaters destroying homes across Beaumont. Here's a look at some of the damage that's left behind. You can see boarded up windows where the thieves broke inside. And if you take a look behind me, you can see several of these units have been completely destroyed. So community members took to Facebook, where they created videos calling for change. An undercover witness took the stand today saying the rival bikers came to Twin Peaks that day ready for a battle. George Powell is still fighting for freedom after serving 10 years of his 28-year sentence for robbing a Killeen 7-Eleven. Testimony from a jailhouse informant helped put him away back in 2009, but in this handwritten letter, the informant admits he lied about Powell, hoping to get a better deal for himself. But that's not the only piece of evidence the defense says proves the state got the wrong guy. Today, things got heated in the courtroom. One side fighting to keep a man locked up, the other saying he shouldn't have been convicted in the first place.
I mean, that's just them grasping at straws, being desperate, and it's ridiculous, and it's not right.
The topic of debate, this video of the crime. Powell's attorneys say the alleged robber in this video is around 5'7". Powell, however, is over 6 feet tall. The state then called a witness to the stand who admitted Powell does appear to be over 5'7", but said in her interactions with him, he often slouched and appeared shorter.
I think what we're seeing is a district attorney's office that has realized that they have made a horrible mistake, and instead of correcting it, they're grasping at straws trying to cover it up.
That witness worked at a car dealership that repossessed Powell's car. She claimed the shoes the robber was wearing during the crime matched a pair of blue Nikes found in Powell's car after it was repossessed. However, the defense fired back, pointing out the shoe logo was not visible under the robber's pants, and asked the woman how many people in the world own a pair of blue Nikes.
The state is dragging their feet for whatever reason.
Powell's fiance, Tamara Parsons, says the hearings are starting to take a toll.
I could tell last night when we spoke that he was getting tired, you know, that he's losing some of his spirit, and I don't know how to bring him out of it.
Powell's 13-year-old son met his dad for the first time in person at a September hearing. He says his dad being locked up has prevented them from bonding.
He's my dad, and he got taken away from me when I was 3, and I didn't get to really know him that much. It's been hard, and not seeing my dad and not knowing what he looks like, where I get my facial looks and my traits from.
Everyone's still hopeful their truth will come to light.
There is an innocent man in prison, and he needs to be exonerated.
Doug, this intersection at Highway 95 and FM 93 is well known to people in the area for serious, sometimes fatal accidents. And if you take a look right over here, you can see there's still a memorial set up for its latest victim. But residents are hopeful that these construction cones right over here on this side are signs of positive change to come. Haley Johansson is just like any other 20-year-old. She likes driving, hanging out with her family, and tending to her horses.
Growing up, that's all I've known, so it's comforting.
All things she wasn't sure she'd be able to continue doing.
January 17th, 2012.
That's the day in 2012 when a delivery truck blew through a stop sign at Old 95 and FM 93, crashing into the school bus she was on. The accident left Haley paralyzed from the waist down. The bus driver was killed.
Nobody should have to go through this.
This stretch of road impacting Matthew Honish as well.
Still doesn't seem real most days.
He started this petition demanding a safer intersection after his friend died in a crash here last year. This week, work began to install overhead flashing lights.
That's going to help tremendously. I mean, are there still going to be people that speed through them? Yeah, absolutely. Are there still going to be people that make mistakes? Absolutely. But this, if it cuts it down 10%, 5%, it doesn't matter. If it cuts down any, that's what I'm looking for. That's what we're looking for.
Something Haley is happy to see in the works too.
I'm glad they're taking it seriously now, because after losing a good bus driver, that's when they came together and saw it's time.
Hopeful it will prevent another life lost on these roads.